you, ladies and gentlemen. The service will begin very shortly. If I can have you take this opportunity and silence your cell phones. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. If everyone please make their way to their seats. My name is Anna. I'm Chris and Brian's neighbor, friend of the family, and I just wanted to thank you all for coming to the celebration of the life of Richard Burton. He was an amazing man that so many people loved and cherished, as you can tell from just looking around here in the room. The family would like to thank you all for coming. Today there will be a reading of the eulogy that Rick's daughter Carrie wrote on behalf of the family. Following the eulogy, if anyone would like to come forward and share some memories in regard to Richard, the family requests that you please share any feelings you have or memories, and there will be a video camera set up so that way we can reflect on that in the future. If you're too shy to come forward after the service, the camera will be set up to share your memories privately. At this time, Rhonda will come forward, another family friend, and read the eulogy. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. Sorry. Thank you again for coming. My name is Rhonda, and I'm a family friend of Chris and Brian's and Richard's. So thanks again for being here. And to honor the life of our father, Richard, we loved him dearly, and we miss him, and laughter and the sense of humor, and the love he showed everyone throughout his life. He went by many names over the years, depending on his mood. Most times he went by Richard or Rick, but when he felt like it being silly, we called him Ratch. He held fierce and logical views over life. His calculated mind provided the strongest solution to any problem. He would give sound advice from every angle to ensure we kept our minds open. Yet under their veracity, there was a sweet softness, a gentle soul assuring protection and strength. Like the time he shot a nail gun through his hand, young David looked on and shot while Dad calmly directed him out to the truck to grab the first aid kit. So he wasn't there to watch as he pulled the nail out of his hand. Or the time that the tornado warnings frightened Carrie into tears as he guided her into safety of the basement, directing her with an introduction to the brave Rambo. His humor provided us relief and kept us humbled. Like when Christopher was a child and got his knee stuck between the guardrails, and then shortly after, he got his head stuck with the fake jail bars during our family vacation. Sounds definitely like something Chris would do. Dad playfully joked about the situation and kept the mood light when figuring out how to free our brother. There was this time meticulously crafted a letter from the military informing Alicia that she had been drafted into the Army as an April Fool's joke. The day before her 18th birthday, we each have special moments that we always remember. Some personal, some shared. We lost a part of our hearts when he passed, but we must remember that the memory and lessons will forever fill in those missing pieces.
Now the floor is open if anyone would like to come forward and share any memories about Richard.
me, because I'm Rick's cousin. I'm the oldest Burton boy in the Burton family. So I've known Rick pretty much the day he was born. I'm 10 years older than he was. And Rick, when I last saw him, shortly before he died, he asked that I come and say a few things. And hi to the cousins back there. I would like to share some scripture with you as I look at things that mean something to me, and I hope it'll mean something to you as well. In Ecclesiastes, which is a man's wondering about all the confusion and the vagueness of life, Solomon wrote these words: "There is a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn and a time to dance." Also, I've been thinking about this. There's a movie that I saw once about a bunch of cowboys moving horses from Oregon to Wyoming. And along the way, a number of people died. And the actor whose name in the film was Prentice Ritter said these words over their grave as they were buried: "We're all travelers in this world, from sweet grass to the packing house, birth till death. We travel between the eternities." And Rick started his journey between the eternities as the chosen son of Clarence and Vernia. Shortly after that, his sister Barb joined the family, and the Burton household at 640 Jersey changed forever. Mother Ray now shared time and space with two growing grandchildren. I'm sure there were times when that Clarence and Rita had their hands full. Two young kids, energetic. And if you knew Mother Ray, the household was much more calmer before that. She liked things well organized. When kids come along, those kind of things change, usually for the better. The other thing that would happen is in Nebraska, the cousins would be excited that we had new cousins coming to visit us. And it was always an event. Things about the Burton family, particularly my grandmother, Uncle Clarence's mother, we had big family dinners. So when Clarence and Benita and Rick and Barb showed up, it was a big family dinner. As you kids know, your grandfather liked certain kinds of gadgets. I remember him bringing a movie camera one time when they came to visit, and what a deal. And then we had to line everybody up out in the yard to take a picture of the family with a new movie camera. It was quite an event. The other thing I think about Rick is the carpenter or the builder, whichever way you want to think about it. There's a commonality there between Rick and our Lord Jesus. He's a very skilled carpenter, and he paid a lot of attention to detail. One of the things I remember about him is one time we were over at 640 Jersey, and he was working on a house just around the corner, and he wanted to show us the work that he had done. We went into this house, and in the entry to the house, there was this most beautiful inlay wood star that I've ever seen in my life. Now that takes talent to do something like that. Even in retirement, Rick was busy. I got to see the results of his work on the train room in the basement. And you talk about detail and a lot of work and a lot of hours. Unfortunately, he never got to finish it. But I tell you, what a work in progress. And it showed his kind of talent. So, heaven may have another carpenter helping out there. We also shared something in common, I and Rick. My Uncle Clarence was my hero. For me, as a soldier, 22 years in the Army, I always looked up to Uncle Clarence. He had set an example for me, and Rick and I sort of shared that awe of him as one of the greatest generation. And Rick also looked at him as a loving father, and I think even more than that was what made him see him as a hero. We shared that moment before he died. It was kind of a tearful thing, but it was something very special between the two of us. And even as he was dying, Rick shared with me that he really looked forward to being with his mother and father again. I'd like to leave you with these last words from John, the Gospel of John. It says, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. If you believe in God, believe also in me. My Father's house has many mansions. If that were not so, I would have told you that I'm going there to prepare a place. Or would I have told you that I'm not going there? I will come back and take you with me, that you may also be there."
Is there anybody else that would like to come up and share some thoughts? I'd like to go ahead and share a memory from Alicia. There is one memory of our father that I hold dear forever. His compassion on the day that made me so proud to be his daughter. We had been working on a job site when a young man approached. He informed us that his sister was in the hospital and he desperately wanted to be with her, but was unable to afford transportation to get in there. Without hesitation, Dad pulled out a $100 bill and handed it to him, saying, "Find yourself a ride and get you some food, too." Dad had always taught us to be cautious of scammers. He never wanted us to get hurt, but also knew that some people were genuinely needed help. And the lesson I learned that day was that it's always best to question things, but never be afraid to believe.
This is a memory from Carrie. Since I was a little girl, I looked up to my dad, not just because he was 6'4" and stronger than a bull, but because his mind was full of ideas and stories that kept me asking questions. I found security in the fact that emotion wasn't something that really drove his decisions or behaviors, so I never questioned why. I had never seen him cry. One day, my dad and I went to see Disney's Tarzan during one of our weekend movie trips. As usual, he garnished his popcorn with pickled jalapenos, but made sure to leave half without so that I wouldn't burn my tongue. We settled into our seats, and the movie began. During the opening scene, a mother gorilla loses her baby when it's killed by a leopard. For whatever reason, I turned to look at my father, and in that moment, I saw a single tear drip down his cheek. At At first I had to chuckle. Is this Phil Collins really moving Dad to tears? But then a deep feeling of warmth overcame me as I realized he was heartbroken by the thought of losing a child. And then I knew just how deeply I was loved. I'm going to miss him with every ounce of my heart.
We share a memory from Chris. Dad, what can I say? I was your mini-me, and I loved working by your side for so many years. You taught me not only how to build and fix houses, and all your tricks of the trade, which have come so hardly more often than not. But mostly important, you taught me how to live a successfully life in no matter what field or trade I chose. You were always teaching me something every day of my life. Even with all your teaching, I still feel like you had so much more to teach. I'm so heartbroken that our time was cut short way too soon. Thank you for giving me so much of your knowledge as you did. I sure hope I made you proud. I know I have a long way to go, but with all your help, I am much farther than I'd be without you. You taught me the most important lesson at a young age. I truly wish more parents did the same. Thank you for teaching me how to be a respectable, moral, and honest person. With work ethic and common courtesy, these traits are the things of the past, and I'm so honored to have them, and I thank you. I love you so much, and I'll miss you. All of our game nights and the holiday celebrations, especially New Year's. Unfortunately, we missed the one last New Year's by hours. But no, you are still with us, and I love you and can't wait to see you again. Chris.
It's a memory from David. Dad taught me so many lessons over the years. I always admired his thirst for knowledge. He inspired me to pursue a career in something I love to do and work hard in it. His work ethic was unmatched and taught me the value of drive and determination. I still remember working with him through my teenage years, remodeling and building homes with him, and the special talks we shared. No memory will compare, though, to the way he lit up each time he came to the hospital to meet his grandsons for the first time. He held them and looked at them with so much love. The same love he always showed me. Those were magical moments. When it came time to say goodbye to my dad for the last time, my heart was broken. My last moments with him were beautiful, and I'm so grateful I was able to say goodbye and tell him how much I loved him. As we said goodbye, he held my hand and told me how very proud he was of me. I will always hold that memory close in my heart.
A memory from Dana. Hawaii was one of Rick's and my favorite place to vacation. We dreamed of it often and traveled there often at every chance we could. We especially enjoyed and shared our love for the island with our kids. We dedicated exclusive trips with each of them, which created unique memories that I will never forget. Is there anybody else that would like to share a memory at this time?
The world is a little darker without Richard here with us, but this is not goodbye. For you will still see him when you gaze upon the beautiful house. You will still hear him when his favorite rock songs come on the radio. But most importantly, you will still feel him with a memory when a memory brings him back to you. We invite each of you to keep our dad alive in your hearts. And we thank you for being here and making his life so meaningful.
I want to thank you all for coming. I love you all very much. We're not going to be having a reception tonight. So afterwards, just make sure you grab a CD of the video that was playing as a memento. For all of you that didn't know Dad, he did love you. If any of you have any other memories you'd like to share, please do so. Again, the camera's set up if you'd rather do it privately, so we have those to look back up. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and sharing those precious stories. At this time, this does conclude this portion of the service. If you did not get an opportunity to sign the guest book, please do so on your way out of the chapel. We are dismissed at this time. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't want him done by himself. Yeah. Almost saw that. I couldn't compete with
Hi, Gina. Hi.
yeah, although
Good. The question is, how are you? Good.
5 years, yes. Living downtown on Clarkson in the same apartment.
Yeah.
And they're still hanging on.
Yep.
And it's just
Well, thank you. It was nice to meet you. Yeah.
I know I got lost there at first, and that's why I was like, oh, I had to head over. I kind of missed it.
There we go.
Hi, I'm Linda Lundeen. I'm cousin, actually second cousin to Rick. And I was just telling David that we were probably closer to Rick being second cousins than some of our first cousins in Nebraska because the distance was closer from Fort Morgan to Denver than back to Nebraska. We saw probably more. And also in the family, we would go up on Labor Day to Estes Park just to be together, and Rick and Dana and the kids would come up and enjoy the weekend with us. We will miss your dad greatly. Thank you.
Thank you.
My man Rick. It's probably taken me 4 days to do this short video because I've always teared up and got choked up. But today I'm strong enough to just tell you, man, you are loved by your family, your friends, and this friend deeply. You changed my life more than you could ever imagine. And I tell my friends over and over and over that there's this guy in Colorado that molded me as an adult. And I want to thank you for that, Rick. I love you dearly, man. I love you dearly, Rick, okay? God bless you, man. You're a wonderful person. You really are.